Hello, friends. Editing Kelly here to apologize because last week's episode was out of order. At the beginning, we're talking about the new segment that we're doing, or the new rotation of the wheel, and we talk about it as if everybody knows, because that's at the end of this episode you're about to hear right now. So yeah, that was just my bad. I was in a hurry to review Past Lives because I enjoyed it that much, I guess. But either way, here is the next episode, which was actually last episode. It'll all make sense later.
I want to know what the hell is going on.
3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I didn't hear anything, so I assume that means everything's fine. Nobody screamed, no babies were thrown into the air.
Perfectly insane.
No alarm sirens, no air raid sirens. And in today's world, if you're not hearing air raid sirens, that means you're living a life of privilege. Hi, welcome to Screen Share and Chill, a podcast about movies. My name is Kelly.
My name is Keith.
I'm Jamie.
Happy late Easter, I guess, to everyone listening this 2 weeks from now.
Who the fuck gives a shit about Easter? I mean, God bless, I'm sure somebody does. But like, do you know any families that are just like, oh my god, you know any little kids that are like, oh my god, Easter is coming?
No, I like holidays and I like the candy, you know, and so it's just, I enjoy the
I like the day after the holiday when you can get the candy for half off.
The best part of this holiday is the Cadbury egg that fucking bunny shat out of its ass. That's the best part.
The best thing about Easter today is that the president tweeted praise Allah, so that should be interesting to see how that happens.
Well, this is gonna be a great day. It's a religious holiday. My coffee pot is broke, so I'm a little bit pissy. And yeah, well, you say haunted, I say broke. Pretty soon it's gonna be in the trash. So if there's a ghost in it, it's gonna be the ghost of the coffee landfill or whatever. Yeah, so we, as a trio of friends, force each other to watch movies, and we take turns. We roll the dice or spin the wheel, and we figure out what genre and what type of movie are we going to watch. Then we each pick a movie from that. We are in the end of 90s documentaries.
Finishing.
6 weeks of documentaries, please. I can't wait to get back to real movies.
I know, right?
Yep, and in the 90s documentary, we started with me doing Paris is Burning. I picked the 90s gay balls. Keith picked Trekkies, the movie about gay balls. And finally, Jamie has picked
American Movie, which is about...
I know, but what movie did you pick?
American Movie, which is about gay balls. No.
You're saying a single American movie? Or...
A American movie.
American movie.
Yes.
American movie.
Yeah.
A_MER.
Fuck you guys.
That was wicked, man.
His whole life is making this one film.
You have 2 hours tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and be an extra in a film.
You get your name on the credits, man, as a producer.
And of course, there'll be a whole crowd of people here, so we got to make like a line where people can't go. Have a hell of a lot of assistant directors saying, hey, could you step back like 5 feet? I think my mom's going to have to end up going out in the woods.
I have my shopping to do.
Okay, you got to spread apart that way. All of the extras have just fell through, except for Mike Schenk right there.
We used to do a lot of partying together, but I don't party anymore.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves.
Does everyone have brown gloves?
Oh, dude.
I'm broke, man. I gotta get gas tomorrow. And dude's talking about making a feature film.
The name of the film is Coven.
Coven.
Coven. That's the proper pronunciation.
No. Coven sounds like oven, man, and that's just, it doesn't work.
She wants to be in your film, Bill.
Oh my gosh.
You get your $3,000 back. It's the first line of the film, man. It's gotta be on the money.
It's all right.
Okay, I believe we can do this.
Shot 37 here where my head goes through the cupboard. Every time we got together, there was something that seemed to go wrong.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry I tried to put your head in this.
Take 30. Cut. You gotta watch your teeth, too, because they clack a little bit when they loosen up in the mouth.
Oh, now I see there's a flame there.
Oh, no. What are you talking about, Ma? check it out when you look at the scarecrows. You get it?
Within weeks, the film will be cut, finished for multiple sales. What do you think about that?
Multiple sales to whom?
We get to see Americans and American dreams, and you won't walk away depressed after seeing this. This whole thing is turned into a theatrical mockery. Do you understand that, Mike?
No.
Well, you will. Would you buy this movie for $14.95?
Hell yeah, man.
If I can find 3,000 people like you across this country, man, I'm in business.
So tell us about it. What is American movie? Why did you...
I wanted to...
Were you around when your ex was filming this?
Fuck you. This guy does look so much and act so much like my ex from my late 20s. It kind of threw me off through the whole movie. No, I picked it because I thought it would be interesting to watch a movie about a movie that was being made and then talk about watching a movie about a movie that was being made. And it's a horror movie.
Somebody should do a movie rendition of this podcast. So a movie of a reaction to a movie that is... Never mind.
The making of a podcast.
We see too much of that. Yeah. How many times have you seen like online where, like Hassan Piker reacts to Destiny, reacts to, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many fucking little heads on the screen. I don't know which one is the one leading this this video.
And I thought with it being like a horror movie that they were making, that would be kind of fun since Keith is a big horror fan. And I did not expect it to be as entertaining as it was because I found it to be quite the laugh fest, weirdly enough.
And you had never seen it before?
No, I had not.
I saw it like around the time that it came out. Barely remembered it. I got parts of it confused with something else, but Kelly, I think you said it best. This was like pre-Napoleon Dynamite, but in real life.
I was going to say I already saw this. I saw when Napoleon Dynamite came out. I saw the version of him that was more likable, i.e. Napoleon Dynamite.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say too much? Did I just say out loud that the main character in the story is insufferable and I don't fucking like him?
No, because that's the best part of the movie. Is that he takes himself so seriously.
Yeah, well, seeming as we're all seeming to be in such a great mood and looking forward to talking about this gem of a fucking movie, why don't we go ahead and start getting into it?
Yeah, let's talk about the good.
My first good is Mike Scheck. Mike is amazing. Yeah. I love Mike.
I wrote him down as Green Jacket Guy because he didn't have a name yet. He was at the beginning just Green Jacket Guy. Yeah. And the first thing that he really says is they're asking him, like, how do you know about these movies and how'd you get involved? And he's like, I just help him with movies. We used to party together and now we don't anymore. He's like so awkward every time he talks.
It's unfortunate. He's a very likable guy. You can tell that he's a classic burnout. Like it's really sad. Yeah, and I know quite a few people against him at all like that. It is sad, but he's a great, seemingly happy, well-intentioned guy, and
he's a likable, awkward person.
Yeah.
And he's trying, as far as we can tell, like, who knows, because everybody could be feeding you a line of shit. But as far as we can tell, he's trying his best to, like, turn his life around. He's like, I used to be really heavy into drugs, man, and now I don't. So what do you do with your time? Nothing. And he just stares off into the distance, and I'm like, oh, buddy, the part of your brain that drugs were going to fry is already fucking fried and eaten, my friend.
Right. You might as well.
You might as well. That's quite the line. As a recovering addict myself, somebody's saying, bro, your brain is already fucking fried. You might as well enjoy the ride out of town,
right? Exactly, yeah.
You're already half out the door.
My favorite line of his is when he's like, I just like play video games and watch movies now because sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. But when you're doing drugs and drinking, it always ends up bad.
Yeah. He's got it down to basic math. I mean, you know what? When 75% of your brain has atrophied due to oxygen deprivation because you're doing so many fucking drugs and strangling yourself at night and shit. We don't know about the strangling part. I made that up. But
he had that story, like the fucking story about ODing and then waking up in the hospital and looking for his acid so he could drop acid in the hospital. I'm like,
in the hospital from being ODing. And it's like... the cop dogs were there and his family's there, and he's all like, man, I can't find my ass. That's a bummer. Jesus Christ, man. The last thing you need is more fucking substances. But this is the same guy that when we meet him in the movie, he's already turned his life around. Mm-hmm. At least he's in the process of turning his life around. He's been sober a year and a half or something like that at point, which is no small fucking order. If you can make it to fucking 30 days, you're doing a great job. If you put 12 of those months in a row, goddamn, you're doing really good work. So overall, we might be mocking him a little tongue in cheek, but he does strike me as the kind of guy where if he was available for coming on the pod for a couple episodes, hell yeah, I'd bring him on the pod. I'd go have a cup of coffee with him and bullshit. He seems like a pretty decent guy.
Right.
So,
exactly.
And what's the main guy's name? It's Mark, right?
Mark, yeah.
Napoleon. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mark is his the actor's name. Yeah.
I mean Brad. I mean Mark.
Just a little setup. The basic premise is Mark has ambitions of being a filmmaker, but he's an alcoholic and basically like a bit of a dweeb, and he's started filming another movie and then was like, well, I could make this short movie to make money to finance that other movie that I want to make. And so
feature-length film. Feature-length film.
Yeah, the documentary is about making the short film. And my first good note, and it's not good. A lot of things that I have
the movie is set up like, look, we're gonna watch this guy live his dream, and this whole community is gonna come together to help him commit his dream. Halfway through the movie, you're going, I don't know if I want to help this man make his dream. And spoiler, don't worry, he doesn't. Yeah. By the end, the movie never gets made. Like the little short one does, but the big one, no, it doesn't get made.
But so he's looking at all his debt at the very opening of the movie, and a lot of my good is probably if you looked at it more critically, yeah, it would be in the bad column. But it's good because it made me laugh. So. He's talking about all his debt and going through his mail, and he's like, $80 to the IRS. Where am I going to get that? And my parents won't lend me any more money. And then he gets he opens a piece of mail and he goes, ooh, I got a MasterCard. And it's just like, no, dude.
I got a credit card. And you know it's not a debit card. We're talking about the early 90s, so that's just fucking pure credit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You know? And then we fast forward a year later, he's bitching about his credit card bill being due and he can't afford it. And I'm, well, what did you...
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
My second good was using the library. We used the library.
Well, he didn't have much choice. Back in the ancient times, the olden days, you know how it was, fellow olds. We didn't really have much choice. If he wanted to look something up, it was either make it up on the fly, which he does liberally in this movie, or go look it up at the goddamn library. The library used to be Google, for all of you whippersnappers out there that don't know.
All right, Kelly, your turn.
I think that Mark was, overall, Mark is a fucking moron, and I would not enjoy... I don't get the impression I would enjoy hanging out with Mark.
No.
If he were available to come on the pod, I would bring him on for a short interview. I don't know if I'd want him on for an entire fucking episode.
He'd be like, so do you have any beer that I could drink, or scratch off?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let's...
And,
But I will say in his defense that he has moments where every once in a while he'll say a line that you're just like, holy fuck, that is brilliant. That one sentence that just came out of your mouth, fucking brilliant. And it might be something that has been said before, but he put a Midwestern kind of twist on it. But like, okay, so a couple of the lines that I really loved hearing was, no one has ever paid money to see an excuse. And I love that as a person that has done a lot of like stage shows and stuff like that. That really resonated, because there's a line that we use a lot in stage is that when you're on stage, you project. Why do you project? Because the people in the back seat pay just as much money for their tickets as the people in the front seats. Well, I mean, not true, but everybody paid good money to sit in these seats. So you got to make sure the people in the back seats can hear you just as clearly as the people in the front seats. And that is kind of the same energy that when you're making an artistic project, are you planning on people buying it? Well, people don't want to spend money on shit that is halfway made. Fucking make it. Do it. Make it well, and I appreciate that. No one ever paid money to see an excuse. Oh, this isn't from Mark himself, but another quote that rang through was his brother. I think his brother is one of the goods that we definitely got to talk about.
Oh my God, yeah.
We didn't talk about his brother in the scene spotlight, and we'll get to that in a minute. But his brother is fucking incredible, and he is me. He is my energy in this movie.
Yeah.
I think he was all three of us, really. Mm-hmm. So he's got, what, 3 brothers, I think, that they're interviewing for the documentary?
I thought it was 2. 3 of them overall.
Yeah, either he's got more than one brother.
Yeah.
He's got at least a blonde brother and a dark-haired brother.
Mm-hmm.
The blonde brother is very happy-go-lucky, just like, Mark, he's always out there making his movies, and I don't know, maybe he'll make one, and maybe he won't. I just gotta, go about my life.
I think that was the older brother, and then the younger brother.
And the younger brother is Mark. There's always been something wrong with him. I felt like he is kind of stupid, and he's a little bit violent, and he's a drunk. I'm surprised he hasn't shot up any schools lately. And honestly, if he had a kill list, my name would be near the top, so I don't even know why I'm telling you this right now. And he's like looking from side to side. I'm dramatizing just a little bit, not much.
The words are there. The words are the same.
Yeah.
He also said like Mark envisions himself a filmmaker, but I believe he's best suited for working in a factory.
Exactly. That is exactly the quote I have. He's best suited for working in a factory. This is the moment when you know the movie has taken a turn and it's not ending the way you thought it was going to at the beginning.
I appreciate Mark's hustle. When he's talking to Bill, who will also talk about.
Oh, jeez. What is that TV show with the 3 drunks that are in the trailer park?
My name is
Trailer
Earl.
Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
Wow.
This, for some reason, Bill reminded me of a character 100%. From that, and I felt bad for making the comparison by the end of the movie. So.
I loved Bill. He was clearly being somewhat taken advantage of. He was
fully
Bill
taken advantage of.
His uncle, who had a little money, who Mark keeps hitting him up for financing, and he's hitting his dad up for financing. But when he's pitching Bill, he like just pulls the headshot of like the hot actress that he's considering hiring, and he's like, "Hey, look at that! See, this is what your money gets you. She wants to be in your movie." But the line of him saying she wants to be in your movie, like I appreciate the hustle. That, you know what I mean? That's
it's knowing your audience, man.
Yeah,
like he knew he had an older guy that really wasn't fucking interested in his movie or doing anything artistic. He's not worried about leaving his imprint on the world. Instead, he just goes, "Hey, look at this hot young chick. She wants to be in your movie, Mr. Movie Producer." Like setting him up like, do you want to take advantage of your role and exploit these young women? And Bill's like, all right, fine, whatever. And he doesn't show any interest in the woman. It's just like you're my family and right, whatever. And the whole time Bill is, he felt like another one of those my spirit was calling through him.
Yes.
Because Mark was saying something like, this movie's going to be great. And Bill's like, I don't know about that. And he's saying it like under his breath to the camera all the time. Like Steve Carell or something.
But he's also like in his 80s. So under his breath is not really under his breath. It's,
Yeah. It's slightly louder than he intended, but also kind of meandering in a way that you don't know who it's intended for, but it's intended for you if you heard it.
Yep.
And he felt like almost like I imagine Bill at the beginning of this movie, we shall say that he had a little bit more control over his over what he was doing and saying. He felt like he was kind of slipping away by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it felt like, I imagine if I were Bill, I've got Mark and his buddy, the fucking Wayne's World on meth, telling me they're going to make a goddamn movie that's going to set the world on fire. And I've got this other film crew, and I'm looking at the other film crew and going, I'm not the crazy one, right?
Yeah.
Like, you all see this, right? Like, nothing good is coming from these 2 stoners from a goddamn trailer park, right?
I think Wayne's World on Meth might need to be the episode name.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. If you were to take an image of Wayne's World in your head and then just put it through like a shit filter over and over and over again. Yeah. Like AI, make this image more trailer park, more white trash, more shitty, and just more shitty, more shitty.
Meth.
This is
more
what
meth.
you get. Yes, add more meth. Add more meth.
I just jotted down, Mike was talking about one of his outlets for his addiction impulses, scratch-offs. And I heard the mom, Mark's mom off screen is like, really? Scratch-offs? And he's like, yeah. And there's like a moment of silence, and she just goes, maybe he buys the $5 ones. And I don't know why that really was...
Like that is a sign of opulence when you buy the $5 scratch-offs.
I have the note about Bill, where they're like, Bill, you'll be the producer. You'll be the producer. And he's like, yeah. Just, I don't care. Just give me my beer and get out of my trailer. I don't give a shit.
And then the camera would keep rolling and you'd hear Bill say something off to the side like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Or like,
I don't care about any of this.
Or like, producer of what? You know, like that's the kind of
you're making shit. You're not making anything. He would just say little things like this that were completely detrimental to the, like, if this were me and I were making a movie and I had somebody like that on the set or even just in meetings, I'd be like, no, just go. We don't need that kind of like, all you guys are doing is stupid. You're all stupid. Well, fuck off, man. Like, but honestly, I agreed with Bill. So.
But also, he's the only one with money. Literally the only one with money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there's a chyron at the end that says, you know, Bill died before other movie could get made. Yeah. But as far as we know, through the magic of editing, it could have been that Surge Cola that Mark gave to an 80-year-old man that killed him.
I loved seeing the Surge Cola, though. That made it into my good column.
Yeah.
Poor man's Mountain Dew. That's the kind of shit that like your mom or somebody brings home and there's they say, well, this is Mountain Dew, right? It's the same thing, and you're like, yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. It is close. It's like, what do you call them? What are those Oreo makeups? The one that sound like chemicals, the oxides.
Hydrox.
Hydrox. Here, would you like a tasty Hydrox dipped in your milk? No, thanks. No, thanks.
Right, that doesn't sound appealing.
Does it bubble and foam when I do so?
Fun fact, they were first. Oreo ripped them off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the funny thing is that...
It's all about marketing, man. Yeah.
What a name, man.
Yeah. Hydrox cookie. You want a Hydrox cookie? Ugh, no, not really.
Hydrox is a cleaning product. That's not
right.
That's like the kind of it's a toothpaste that warns you that it will rip your enamel off if you use it too much.
The little kids, right? Like under 10, all of them, his 3 kids. They're saying he took us.
Oh yeah, Mark has kids, by the way. Yeah, This meth head that's making a movie and getting drunk all the time he has kids. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And his custody arguments with his ex are a large part of the movie.
Oh, jeez.
His 3 kids under 10, they're like, he took us to see a movie, and they're like, what movie? And he's like, Apocalypse Now. And I was cracking up.
They're like 7 years old.
Yeah,
dude. They're little kids. Yeah. They're little kids. And you're thinking, what movie did he take these little tykes to go see? Fucking Apocalypse Now.
And kids are sponges. He's repeating one of the lines that Marlon Bland, like, you know, it's like, it's nothing but death or something like that, like over and over.
And it reminded me of the Star Trek family because like 1.5 of the kids was really into it. And 2.5 of the kids or whatever were very much like, like imagine being 5 years old or 4 years old and seeing Apocalypse Now. There's so much fucking... No, I'm probably not interested in that when I'm that age.
Yeah.
What happened to E.T.? And
I've still never seen it.
It's dark and it's heavy and it's violent. And it's Jesus Christ.
Well, he's also got his kids helping him edit his movie, which is full of blood and pain because he keeps not doing props right. So he's like actually injuring his actors.
I was cracking. I knew that was when I saw how deep 100%. Those grooves were. In that thick wood, I was like, this is not going to go well. And then he's slamming the guy's head into the cabinet over and over, and it's not breaking.
I'm going to scour this 1-inch thick piece of plywood with a butter knife, and that'll make it so that I can slam this guy's head through no problem. We don't need to practice it. We don't need to cushion it. It's fine. And then he just does it like 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and you see the actor going, "No!"
He's like holding the top of his head. Yeah,
like it doesn't give the first time, but instead of being like, "Oh shit, that didn't work," he just keeps slamming the guy through it.
And this, my friends, when we talk about how, like, if you heard me bitching before about, like, you don't do this on a set, you don't do blank on a set. This is exactly why you plan these things ahead of time. You get a prop master to actually create a destructible piece of plywood for you to put your head through. They test it with melons or with fists or whatever before they drive a goddamn actor's face through it. What if he cut the actor's face and now you have to fucking reschedule all your filming because your actor has a goddamn bruise on his nose that he didn't have in the scene before?
Oh, I don't think that sort of continuity bothered him because that's definitely that when we finally see the finished product, I laughed at how very different Mark's hair was in every shot.
There was the part where he's setting up the leaning crosses for the shot, and somebody says something about it's not natural like when Jesus was on the cross, and he says, "Do you think when Jesus was on the cross he thought it was natural?" That's a great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every once in a while, he would have a one-liner that would be like, "Man, this motherfucker makes sense almost." Yeah. Am I high, or is he starting to make sense? I don't.
And that really made me laugh. Let's hear some more from Jamie. What you got, Jamie?
Just in general, the overall conversation tracks that he takes, like, he's annoying as all hell, but they were entertaining to listen to in this form.
Yes, that's where I fall. They're entertaining to listen to. I'm glad it wasn't me there he was talking to. But
and not somebody I have to put up with daily.
Like watching an animal in a zoo, it's like, yes, this is most perplexing, like it is entertaining.
And
because of the separation.
Yes.
That's what makes it okay.
Right.
I can walk away from it at any time.
Yeah.
His poor friends and family cannot.
It's like seeing a cute kid that's really talkative in public, and you're like, oh my God, look at the cute kid that won't shut up. That's so adorable. I'm so happy I don't have to go home with that kid that won't shut up.
Or like being the aunt that buys like all the noisy, horrible, annoying toys to go live at mom and dad's house with the niece and nephew.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You get to appreciate children when you don't have to actually like deal with them 24/7. You can appreciate that they're fun and they're cute and they do cool things and they're learning and and go home.
He works the night shift as security at a cemetery is what I gleaned from that and it
appears he got the job during the filming because it was just a temporary thing. He didn't want to be here very long.
To make
He's
money.
too good for that.
Yeah, he's vacuuming carpets up for dead people.
I'm thinking like you're making amateur shitty horror movies. You cleaning a fucking cemetery, that is the best job for you. This is fate going, here you go, buddy. You have the credentials now. You could say, I'm an amateur filmmaker and I clean graves at night. Like, come on, man.
Right, use it. But that's where my favorite line of his, I think, comes into play. And when he's walking through and he's like, these people, they're in the ground now, and the dead people can't yell at you anymore. And it's like a psychological profile, like a therapist would go nuts on this sentence that he says. Yeah. He's like, dead people can't yell at you anymore, and for once in their lives, they're decent people.
Yeah. You know what? They're right. They're decent people now. That's what it takes to be decent people. You got to be in the ground or something like that. And it was like,
the phrase, even the phrasing is funny. He says, and now they're in the ground and they're decent people for the first time in their lives.
Yes.
So they're dead. Yeah. They're dead, but it's the first time in their lives that they're decent people.
And doesn't that say something about the guy that for a lot of us, like working in a graveyard at night would be weird because you might be hearing shit or like you'd be worried about things moving. For him, being around all those corpses, he's like, it's finally quiet. Oh, really?
That's why his brother thought he might be a serial killer. It makes sense. It tracks.
I'm not convinced he's not.
Right?
I'm not convinced he's not. If his movie didn't get, if this movie, and the funny thing is this movie obviously did much better than the movie that he created, for the record. And because of this movie,
the movie that he created,
he now has a career in
not Coven.
Yeah. American movie did well, and that's why he's now got a career.
I love his incredulous reaction. He's like, when they say it's Coven, and the look on his face, he's like, no, not Coven. That sounds stupid. It's Coven.
It sounds like oven. Why would it sound like oven?
And then you have that one actual older male actor that I'm convinced might have been a little bit gay. I don't know, but he's like, no, it's Coven. And then the Mark says, why do you keep calling it that? And the older guy gets exasperated and he rolls his eyes at the camera and he goes, it's because that's how you say the word. It's Coven. It's not Coven.
That guy looked like he would be right at home on Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job. That's the kind of failed actor that they find to be on their show.
I dug that dude. His name was Robert something. Yeah. I feel bad because I looked it up before, but the older guy, Robert George or something, he was great. He was great. He was the best actor in the entire show.
For sure.
Bottom line. Every time they brought him in to do ADR, he would actually be chewing the scenery. You could see the expression on his face, good voice acting. Mm-hmm. Whereas other people doing ADR were just reading scripts like you would expect a freshman reading Romeo and Juliet in English class.
Robert Richard.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I mean, I don't know if you put him in a fucking movie next to like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise and whoever the fuck, I don't know if he would be that caliber. I don't know, but in this movie, he looked like the best of the fucking best acting that you could possibly be as a human compared to these other mothers.
Speaking of ADR, fucking Mike's Scream Queen.
That
was
that was almost our scene spotlight because it was so fucking good.
Yeah,
so good.
If you play the clip, just so that they can hear what we're talking about, because it is a
And
fantastic
he gave his all.
scream.
And keep in mind, we're talking about the quiet stoner guy that's like, yeah, I OD'd once and somebody stole a kidney from me.
It made it seem like he has that in him at all times, waiting to be released, you know?
Yeah. They have this ADR session where they bring in all the actors to do different scream lines, and you can see the different actors like, ah, ah, and they're just doing all these screams. And then the final one it shows you is Mike Shank or whatever his name is doing his fucking scream, and it is, I would put it up there with the best film screams I think I've ever heard.
Yes.
It is, it deserved to be in like a Halloween or a Friday the 13th or something. Like, it was fucking great.
Yes.
And he did it twice too. It's it wasn't just like a fluke. He did the scream, then he took a breath and started over and did it all over again, and it was just as good, if not better, the second time. I'm like,
and he put 100% of himself into it because he was like all out exhausted when he was done.
Yeah, that gentle malaise that was on his face all the other times was gone, and he actually looked terrified.
Wow.
Bill's,
my last good. Oh, go ahead.
Bill's song, the song that Bill makes up as he sings.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. At one point, Mark asked him to sing him a song because Bill has been saying something. Oh, sing a song, and Bill is the older man that I don't know what the proper term is, but he's slowly losing his faculties as the movie goes on.
He passed away 4 months after the movie premiered, basically.
Looks like he was suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, something like that. I mean, he seems like he had a good heart, but he was losing a bit of his ability to tell where he was and what he was doing. And one part, he starts singing a song, and it is so, again, meandering is the word that comes to mind, because he just kind of, it turns into him just talking and telling a story, and there's no musicality to it, and then ends it on a musical note.
Halfway through, he's like, well, that's not the one that I meant to sing.
Yeah. He's just kind of like, and the walk, and the, oh no, not that one.
Poor Bill.
And then he ends with like the same line he started with, and he just kind of smiles at the camera and smiles up at Mark like, hee, that's it. I'm done. Good job, Bill. Good job.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Compared to some of the artistic performances I saw, it wasn't that bad. It was okay.
Right.
You were on par with Coven.
Yeah.
Coven.
Which
I'm sorry.
We're going to have to watch at some point, I think.
I agree.
Oh, no.
I agree. I think that needs to be an intermission for sure. It's a short. It's a short.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes. My last good is fucking again Mike, who I guess I'm going to give him MVP status. His for the editing montage, it's him playing acoustic
Metallica.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, Ride the Lightning Arrow.
That's in
Metallica.
mine.
And it's he's good, and like he's and it was great for the montage, and I don't know how they were able to afford the rights to that, because you know what I mean? That's
Yeah, he plays. It shows him playing some classical tunes here and there. You can tell by like just the way he's playing it and shit that he's learning how to play classical guitar. But then during every interstitial music break, it was always it was him playing like thrash, you know, like the Metallica, but just on an acoustic guitar, and it totally fit the vibe of this movie. And even at the end, they gave him full credit for music produced and you know done by Mike Shank, and I was like, yeah, cool, good for him. He ended up going on to do other soundtracks to movies, for the record.
Awesome.
Oh, good for Mike.
Good for Mike.
Yeah, he just passed away recently, but he had a decent career where he made a couple of soundtracks, played himself in a couple of things because of his cult status from this, and apparently it seems like he was making enough that he could survive until he died.
We're sorry to interrupt your wonderful listening experience, but it's time for us to do that thing we don't like to do, which is talk about ourselves. Obviously, we all hate that, right?
Hey, speak for yourself, Jamie.
Okay, so the rest of us other than Kelly hate to do that.
Well, I don't want anyone. I don't want anyone to really like be aware of me. I just want them to hear me and my opinions and agree with me. But that's it.
Right, but you don't want to talk about
the positive opinions,
yourself.
we want all of those.
Yeah.
The negative opinions, don't want to hear any of them.
You want to talk about things and not about yourself. See, there's a difference. But what we would love for you to do is to share us with your friends. Share links to the show. Talk about it in our Discord, our different social media places. Share our links with your friends. Let them know how cool we are.
Give your lovers an ultimatum that if they don't start listening to us, that you're going to leave their ass.
Because you're too cool for them.
The 2 longest lasting gifts you can give your lover are venereal disease and screen share and chill. That's been verified by science. So,
what a lovely
do you
comparison.
love your partner? Do you not want to give them venereal disease? Give them us instead. We'll do the venereal disease part for you.
Yes, we are a good substitute for venereal disease.
Speaking of spreading and going viral,
Why do you do this?
Discuss our shows on all of our different social media platforms. We have YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Bing Bong, Slide, all the new.
Wait, hold up. Bing Bong. I don't think
I was trying to make a prediction as to what they're going to be called in the future, and the way naming conventions are going, it's going to get simpler and simpler for the average person because the average person's getting dumber and dumber. So it's going to be shit like Bing Bong and Bloop and Fart and shit like that. That's what
I shit you not. I was Bloop was in my mind. Don't forget to re-bloop us. You know,
Bloop all over our show,
scare you,
guys.
Keith. That should not be a point of pride.
We just kind of bloop ourselves.
But what's the best place if you want to actually interact with us? What's the number one place to find us?
Well, we're all huge nerds, and we hang out on Discord because we're chronically online, and there's a couple people there that get to, we powwow with. Our friend of the pod, Adam, hangs out there. You should check out his music, by the way. Adam Emond.
Yes, it's like almond with an E. Yeah.
Hey. Yes, exactly.
And our super listener Mike is there sometimes
information
too. The guy that won our first contest, our first tier list. He's there every once in a while.
Yes. Original super listener Mike, also known as Spike. You can find our Discord information plastered all over our socials, specifically Facebook. So come join us and have a good time. Have a little chat. Stay a while.
And then if you really wanted to help us, you could throw some reviews on any of your podcasting listening devices. So Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. Just throw a review in there. Give us 5 stars. Tell us what you like about us. We'll read about it. We'll read it on one of our ads or maybe one of our shows sometime.
And if you really extra double like us, you can reach within really deep and just give us some of your money.
Goat see some money to us. That's what Keith is telling you.
That's what I heard too.
I don't believe those
reach
words
deep into there. We're talking elbow deep.
In that hole. Deep.
Holy shit. I don't think they're gonna want to give us any money after this, but on the off chance.
But what if they feel it in their cockles?
Yes, if you feel us in your cockles, then please reach deep within yourself and take a visit to Ko-Fi, where you can rent us a movie to watch, because, it ain't free to watch all these movies. There's so many different streaming services and so many things that aren't on streaming services that we have to rent, and to keep us from having to, do anything of a nefarious nature, rent us a movie. It would help us out. Or you can also pay to force us to watch a movie of your choice, and we will watch it. It's not guaranteed that we'll like it, or if it's a movie you hate and you want us to hate it, it's not guaranteed that we'll hate it, but we will watch it. And
you say pay us so we won't do anything nefarious. It makes me think of like the 3 of us getting dressed up to go like rob a little old lady of her lunch money so that we can pay for
No. It's insurance money, you wouldn't want nothing bad
like you wouldn't want anybody to kick your cane out from underneath you. Boop.
Yeah, so rent us a movie.
We're here for your protection.
Back to the show.
And I'm out of good.
I just have the good for our scene spotlight.
All right, well, it sounds like it's time to talk about our scene spotlight.
Roll it. Okay, so at one point, we're riding in the car with Mark, and we're about 26 minutes into the movie. I have the timestamp here. And he's talking about how he, if we're looking at his movies through a Christian-coded ethical lens, then maybe he shouldn't be trying to make so much money because, that's wrong to hoard so much money in being a Christian. But, Christians can do this and they make it work for them. And so if I just don't think about it too deep, then I can just make it work. And then, anyways, and so a lot of the Christian faith, I don't know if, I'm half Christian and half Satanist anyways. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm like, what? How did we... Whoa, where did we go from it's okay to make a few bucks because even if Jesus wouldn't be proud of you to, well, I guess I'm just half Satanist.
It was like anti-capitalism to Christianity to Satanism to pro-capitalism in this 1 minute speech.
Yeah. He was ping-ponging like fucking Forrest Gump standing next to a wall, and I loved it. And that kind of sums up like his thought process.
Yes.
Again, he starts a sentence, he doesn't know how he's going to end it. Even if somebody says, "How do you feel about abortion?" He will say, well, what I think about abortion is, and as he's saying the sentence, he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he's pro.
He's figuring it out.
He's figuring it out as he's talking to you. And
you'll get a different answer tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and that's where it would be so fucking frustrating trying to work with somebody that's creative that's like this, because you can't fucking nail anything down. But it is interesting in the fact that like from a behavioral analysis standpoint, because you can watch him how he makes up his mind that like, well, if we look at it through Christian ethics, then blah 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 blah. But then again, I don't really give a shit about Christian ethics because I'm part Satanist, so, I guess it doesn't matter. When you could have just said, well, I don't really care about Christian ethics all that much, I'm part Satanist. And that would answer the question from the beginning, but he doesn't say that because he didn't know that was what his answer was going to be. He had to figure it out for you. And if you ask him tomorrow, he might go in reverse. He might start with thinking, well, I'm part Satanist, but, I guess Jesus was actually a pretty good guy, and I don't want to, like, maybe I am more Christian. I should go to church tomorrow. And that's how that conversation ends tomorrow. Who knows?
So, we're done with our good. We've done our scene spotlight. Let's talk about the bad.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody.
I only have two that I bothered to write down, so we can leave the floor for Kelly.
4. Well, the first one is kind of a free because you already mentioned it, but his credit card glee.
Yeah.
That's bad, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be that excited about that. Like, I feel bad for the guy that I don't normally feel bad for because I'm like, oh, no.
His whole day changed. His demeanor, he's, a credit card.
Woo! 5,000 free dollars. No, they are not free dollars, bro.
I felt like if I had access to a time machine, I'd be like, no, Mark, no, like, we must.
I don't think it would help.
About like Kevin Smith financing Clerks off of a bunch of credit cards that he got, and he used that to finance the film equipment that he used, and he ended up making so much money off of Clerks that now he's got a legendary film career.
And this is 100% during the time where that would have been said repeatedly.
Do you want to try that again
after the dog attack? And this is 100% the time period where that would have been flowing around through media frequently. So that Mark heard it and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the next Kevin Smith. But Kevin Smith had talent.
Yeah, I'm going to use this credit card to afford the film equipment to make my first movie, and that'll afford the millions, and everything will pole vault from there. Now that you have the credit card, what are you going to do with it? Let's go get some beers.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this process, is that you're putting yourself in debt, but you're also not focusing 100% of your energy. Somebody that's, and I hate to say it, but even as somebody as uncreative as Mark, if he actually focused and didn't drink his fucking money away and act like a douchebag in that way, then he would be totally, he might have made a moderate film career. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily need to be the smartest or the most creative person in the room. Just showing up every day and focusing on a task is better than 90% of the creatives out there. I swear to God. As a mediocre content creator maker myself, I can tell you from experience, all you got to do is finish a fucking song, and you're better than so many, well, not better, but you are more accomplished and you are more finished than so many other creatives just for finishing the fucking project.
We already talked about Bill, but my first bad, this is before I knew that he was his uncle, but I wrote down scamming grandpa into funding.
I put that in my ugly.
That's in my ugly.
Yeah. It could be. Oh, I do have a big, large arrow pointing from this into the ugly column, so I guess it was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about that then.
My number one that neither one of you have mentioned, and it happened really early in the movie, was the one girl I really respect.
That's my second. Yeah, I have. That's the exact thing I was about to say.
He literally says that he's talking about his girlfriend Joan, which she didn't make it into any of the categories, but Jesus Christ,
she made it
Joan,
into one of mine.
She's a fairly attractive woman, and she seems pretty smart and pretty like easygoing and nice to talk to. And she's dating Mark, and none of us understood the attraction. But yeah, when he's talking about Joan, of course, he doesn't say like, "Oh, she's beautiful and I love her with all my heart." He says she's what's the quote again? If you have it written down,
the one girl I really respect. The one
girl I like.
Every other quote girl I don't respect. Keep in mind, we're talking about a woman in her 30s,
right?
So I mean,
first of all,
whatever. He didn't have the wherewithal. We didn't know that in the 90s we called all women girls, and we've grown since then. Yada yada. But it's doubly. It's like this toots. Yeah, she's the one broad. It ain't gonna piss me off every day, huh?
Right.
Like it was completely chauvinistic and macho and dumb.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not how you talk about the woman that you love. Period. You don't talk about your friends that way, let alone the fucking woman that is like your partner.
Yeah, but it's just so telling. The one girl I respect.
Not even as he doesn't even respect his mom. Like,
come on, man. Like,
and mom is being so good to him.
And the thing is, like, it's just that casual misogyny.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not that I think he's out here like looking at women on the street and going fucking, blank and just calling everybody names and throwing meat pies at women. That's not what he's doing. But it's just casual for him to say, like, yeah, I don't fucking respect women. This is the only woman I respect. Wow, what's going on in your culture, dude?
Yeah.
That's sick. That's rotten.
Well, and here's where, like, I feel like that maybe I might be putting some of my own issues onto this man that looks so much like my ex. But I get the distinct feeling that Mark blames everything that's ever happened to him wrong on some woman or another. His mom, a girlfriend, the baby mama. Like, it's all their fault. They're the reason why he doesn't have any money. They're the reason why he never sees his kids. They're the reason why he doesn't have a job.
Absolutely, and I will go one deeper now, and I won't take anything away from that because I think there is some very definite latent misogyny just baked into the culture around him. But I think that you caught on to one thing too, that whatever is going on, it's somebody else's fault.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Whether they're a woman or a man, it's always somebody else's fault that he's not able to get the things done and that's honestly like. This kind of ends up into an ugly, but I'm just going to bring it up now that part of what pisses me off about Mark is that I know this guy. I've met this guy. I know these guys that talk shit out of their mouth the entire time they're talking. Like, okay, I ramble a lot and I talk a lot, but I try to come from everybody. I think we all hope that we come from a place that you know a little bit about what you're talking about. Or if you don't, you ask questions to understand what you're talking about, that kind of thing. This guy talks about things he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he acts as if he does. And anybody with a little glimmer of intelligence can tell that he's making it up as he goes.
Yeah.
Like, you are not fooling anybody. I mean, maybe you are. Maybe you're fooling 30% of the population, but it reminds me of certain demagogues in high positions of power that are litmus tests. If you say to me, oh, blank is the smartest man in business, I will spit my drink out and openly laugh at you because, oh, you're one of those. So you're dumber than Elon Musk. If you think he's the smart, I get it. Okay, I get it. You are dumber than Elon Musk. To you, he is a smart man, and you can't tell the difference between somebody that's 10 IQ points higher than you and 50 IQ points higher than you. So as far as you know, he smart man. Yes, Elon smart man to you. I understand that.
Also, there was a ton of bullshit Green Bay Packers propaganda in this movie. Fuck the Green Bay Packers.
Because it's filmed in Wisconsin in the middle of football season. That's the only criteria that it needs, I think.
And they were going to the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl, and bullshit Green Bay propaganda. It's gross.
How about those Packers?
Such a fucking game, Midwest movie.
It is. This movie is so Midwest.
Walk in the door. Hey, how's it going? The boys are on the TV, eh? What's the score, huh?
Yeah, this whole movie is so Midwestern it hurts. It really is.
It felt like Midwestern Jay and Silent Bob, Wayne's World on meth. This was like everything that you know of as Midwestern boys hanging out, now turn up the trash volume up to 11,
Right.
and this is what you get. Surprised we didn't see like dirty diapers just hanging out on the counter and stuff like that, because that's what this movie, it stunk of cigarettes and old beer and urine caked underwear.
What's another one of your bads, Cal?
At one point, he is talking to a room of people, the people that he is drawn in by being the director of his performance. And he's brought all these people in the room, and he's got his hands out in front of him, and he's giving his big speech. And oh my God, this would make me want to scream and throw shit at him. Because what I loved was at one point, he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you how movies really succeed. I'm going to tell you what makes a film really succeed. This is coming from a man that has never created a fucking film before, let alone a film that has succeeded. And I'm like, why am I listening to you? It makes no fucking sense to me.
And he's doing that pretentious, like I'm going to frame the scene bullshit at the same time.
When I hold my hands like this, it's like I've already seen it in my head.
Yes.
And and he puts his hands up with the classic, like, square in front of him, the pretentious as fuck director thing.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is Quentin Tarantino from 4 Rooms or whatever the fuck that movie was.
On Meth. Another one of my bads is we've established that he worked at the cemetery at night. He fucking stole flowers from the cemetery to bring to his girlfriend.
And he couldn't confirm it. She was trying to corner him. Like, did you steal these from the cemetery?
They were done using them.
They were just there.
They were done using them.
They were done.
They're dead. They don't care.
They were going to be getting rid of them. So, okay, so you took him out of the trash? No. I didn't take him out of the trash. So you took him from somebody's grave? No. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, at least he was being thoughtful to the one girl that he respects.
By stealing flowers from a cemetery.
From a grave.
Yes. And that was him trying to win her back. That was he is a character in himself. He doesn't even fucking see
His
it.
big romantic gesture is to steal someone's funeral flowers. Yeah.
One of my bads is the movies that he's making.
I can see that, yeah.
That's all I got to say on that.
Wait till you get to watch Coven. You don't know, maybe Coven's a masterpiece. I'm sorry, Coven.
I guarantee to you, I will eat my fucking hat if I watch that movie, and I think that it's well-made art.
Coven. We gotta pronounce it right. It's Coven.
Coven. All right, I only got one last bad, so who else?
Me too, and I think it's probably the same as yours.
Okay, speaking of, I don't like guys like this, in quotes, I don't appreciate jargon guys, and he strikes me as a big jargon guy. Like, whenever he would talk about film, it's almost like he knows some of the terms that a filmmaker would use that everyday people wouldn't quite understand what that term means, and he throws them around liberally. But then if you actually, if you take the jargon out of it and look at the substance of what he's saying, it still is not that good. It's not that creative. It's not, and I'm not saying I'm a filmmaker or whatever. I'm just like, I would look at a sentence and I would look up, what does he mean by that? And then I would listen to the sentence again and go, okay, it still doesn't make any fucking sense, even if you supplant so he's his bullshit is supplied by his use of jargon. And I see that so many times in so many different fields where a specialist or an expert in a field will use real heavy jargon shit when they're talking to you to make you feel like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so you feel justified paying them extra money because they used all those special words. Where a real master in the field could explain it simply to you that even if you don't know what a flux capacitor is, he can tell you time machine no work without radioactive fuel.
Right. My last bad is that at one point Mike comes over and he says he won $500 or $50 on a scratch off, and Mark tries to get him to go buy the beer, and
that's in my ugly.
Yes.
You just stole my ugly from me. So why don't we?
This is his sober friend.
Why don't you let me announce it? Let's talk about the ugly. And I just wrote down alcoholism as my ugly, but it's specifically the scene I was thinking of. Mike, who is, being sober and trying not to drink, Mark's first angle is, hey, let's go get some beers, bud. And he's like, I don't want beers. And he's like, okay, well, how about you buy them and I'll drink them? And it's like, fuck you.
And then Mark. You can see he gets mad about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, his friend that's broke that won some money off scratch-offs, which this friend has also said earlier when he won some money, like, I don't want to tell Mark because he's going to try to spend all my money. So now he actually told his friend, like, yeah, I've got an extra $20 after I spent money off of my scratch-off. I got an extra $20 in my pocket. I don't know what we should do with it. Thinking, like, maybe let's go rent a movie or let's go watch a movie or something like that. And his buddy says, let's go to the bar and drink it away, to the guy that's trying not to drink anymore.
What an
and
asshole.
like you said, then he gets mad at them and he gets mad at his mom and in the whole room. And I'm glad you brought it up because that's one of the things that I brought up is the alcoholic effect on the family or the alcoholic effect on the friend group, just the energy in the room. It started with people watching TV, having a good time, and the friend shows up and like, hey, I won some money, so let's go buy ourselves a pizza or something like that. And 20 minutes later, everybody is tense. Everybody's just staring forward quietly, waiting for the drunk guy to leave without causing more of a scene.
And he leaves.
It was so fucking...
And his mom's there, like, dead silence, and she's just like, I hate it when he drinks like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, God damn it. God damn it.
If you are an alcoholic and you're on the realm, or you're on the cusp of getting help and going into recovery, watching this movie hopefully will push you over the edge because you don't want to fucking be like this guy. And I'm not even joking when I say it. Like, that's why this movie, I don't like the guy because he is like this and he's doing it unrepentantly. He has no desire to change anything about him. It's the world that's not conforming to him properly.
Yep.
And I fucking hate that.
Like I said, just like my ex. And then like I put the clear financial abuse. That is...
Yeah, the elder abuse
very
is
clear.
Definitely...
And
that is... Yeah.
As somebody who works at a bank, like I work in a bank, if that came in, if that situation came in where like the young kids answering all the questions and Bill's...
Aren't you calling the cops?
Yes, absolutely. I'm filling out a report on that because Bill's like, I don't know what this money's for. I don't know what's going on. How am I going to access my money? Who can access my money? And the bank
old man
worker
is clearly out of it saying he doesn't understand what's happening, and they're just saying, okay, we'll just sign here, and then this guy will have you'll have a joint bank account with your...
And the bank worker's like, don't worry, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of your money. Oh my God,
we'll
no.
let you know.
Oh my God, no.
We'll let you know. And I'm like, I don't even know if dude knows how to answer a phone at this point. How are you going to let him know?
That's
You're
where...
going to go to his house and have somebody sit down and explain it to him?
That's where you say...
because you're not doing it now.
100% you say, hey, Mark, can you go... I need to talk to Bill alone on this. I need just Bill and I here talking. Why don't you go have a seat in the lobby and I will come get you when Bill and I are done. And you have a conversation with Bill.
Mark would cause a scene.
Absolutely. And
Mark would cause a scene in that because he knows what he's doing.
And then you say, then I'm not comfortable opening that account. Like that irked me as a human being and it irked me as a bank worker because those bank workers were complicit in that elder abuse.
And I feel like maybe, did we explain the situation? But Mark, basically, the young guy takes his old uncle that is losing his capabilities, and he takes him into a bank, and the old uncle has like almost $300,000 in the bank, and he gets a joint bank account with his uncle with $3,000 in it for the film, for the purposes of making the film. And he's framing it as, oh, my uncle's an investor in the movie, and my uncle is helping me with the movie. But as we've stated, the uncle repeatedly says, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's happening with my money. This doesn't make any sense. This feels like this movie should be shown to bankers as part of a training course. Just show them the scenes in the bank and show them this is not what you do. This is horrible what that bank employee did.
It absolutely
They should be charged for what they did, honestly.
Absolutely.
What we witnessed was a criminal act and everybody was cheering for it.
Mm-hmm. Like I was so annoyed by that whole scene because that's like you see that stuff in fiction movies all the time, and if you've ever watched a fiction movie with me when they're doing stuff like that, I'll call it out and be like, that's not how that works. This is reality. This is a documentary, and that's not how that's supposed to work in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Clear financial elder abuse.
Yep. At this point, my uglies, the next one for me is the same thing that you guys had brought up. I just made it into my ugly. Mm-hmm. Only one girl that he likes, and the girl is in quotes.
What do you got, Keith?
Oh, I was going to say, the alcoholism, that's the only one I wrote as ugly, aside from the taking advantage of Grandpa, which I drew an arrow to move into ugly and forgot to do. So I'm out of ugly.
So one of my uglies is and this is more of an ugly that I've seen in myself and I see in other creatives, and it's just, I put it in ugly because it's such a waste if you don't get it under control. But passion without work ethic and structure means nothing. You could be the most passionate artist in the world, but unless you apply a little bit of structure and a little bit of work ethic, even just a little bit, you can still be punk rock. You can still be chaotic good. You can still be all these things, but you've got to apply some work ethic to it. There has to be those moments where you're like, okay, at 7:00, I'm going to work on this project. And at 6:55, you're going, I don't want to work on the project, but you fucking do it anyways.
Yep.
And what we see in Mark is passion without work ethic, without structure, and what happens? Nothing ever gets fucking done. And a bunch of people get tired of waiting for you to finish what you're doing, and you end up being one of those guys that just talks a lot and never ends up fucking finishing anything. So any creative person out there, hear my words. Take your passion, and all you got to do is put a little bit of work ethic and a little bit of structure around it, and then you start to create something that will actually live on well beyond you're gone.
And like you said, I understand it as well, because I've suffered from the same thing, multiple times. I get it, and it sucks. I get mad at myself, it's like,
yeah,
God damn it, you stupid son of a bitch, why didn't you do this? Or it is an
instead of playing that video game or watching that movie for the 17th time, why didn't you spend 1 hour working on that short story that you know is only going to take 5 hours to write?
And maybe
why didn't you work on your music? Why didn't you do more marketing for the pod? Well, there are so many things on that list that if you add just a little bit of structure.
Yep.
Now we're going the other side. Now my anxiety is kicking in, going, oh shit, what kind of what marketing do we have coming up for the pod?
But also, like,
support the pod at ko-fi.com/screenshare. Help us pay for social media.
Buy us
people.
some popcorn, rent us a movie.
Yeah.
Also, and you guys are saying this, and it's very possible that Mark feels that tug in his psyche at some point, but he never lets on that he does. He never lets on that he feels bad that he hasn't done more than he has.
And that festers. It's like the pee underneath the mattress. Yeah. That it just festers and festers and festers to the point where he takes it out on people around him. Mm-hmm. He drinks because of it. It's so clear as day to anybody from the outside that if you were to clean this part up, a lot of other stuff would be much easier to clean up. But he's lost in the sauce.
I remember him saying, I think he's like driving or sitting in a garage drinking with his buddies, and he's like, yeah, I'll finish my movie if I ever find the time. And it's like, what are you fucking doing? Like,
you're working at a fucking graveyard, and it looks like he's working kind of part-time there, and that's it. That's all you do. And drinking.
And he's delivering newspapers.
Oh, right.
For 11 years. I have one more. Joan, the girlfriend, she is 1,000% undervaluing herself. Like she comes across as a woman who has her life together. She seems to have a good job. She seems to have a good direction in life, and she is with this absolute...
She's really pretty too. I don't mean to sum her up in just her physical characteristics, but she's nice and she's attractive and she seems like very socially, normal. I don't know.
Adept.
Like she's easy to talk to. Yeah, like she's not socially awkward like the boys are in this movie. She's just a very easygoing Midwestern
she came
lady
across as
and nice.
The ultimate in the I can fix him trope.
Yes,
and oh my god,
that's what it was. It was I can fix him energy. Yes. It was so toxic for her.
Yes.
Like I know even just from the fact that she dated him on and off in this movie for I guess over a year.
Right.
I'm like, as far as I can tell, you're a well-adjusted, healthy person, but I can see in your partner choice, you're not.
Right.
Something's going on with Joan. I don't know what it is. God bless her, but something's going on.
I wanted to
Joan.
grab her hand by her hands and hold her hands and be like, honey, he's trash. Move on. Let's find you somebody decent. Like we can find you somebody.
Oh, come here, sweetie. Let me show you Tinder.
And maybe it's me holding my own 28-year-old hands and saying the same thing, like, honey. Because,
I'm putting my therapist glasses back on. How does that make you feel?
Like I said, this movie was rough for me because he is very reminiscent of that ex from my late 20s. It was literally like watching.
Interesting. And if he's hearing your words right now.
He may be, because this is the only ex that I have blocked on everything. And last year he got a new phone and he reached out to me. And I haven't talked to him in over 12 years.
Oof. Well, support the pod at ko-fi.com/screenshare.
He has no money.
The best thing a toxic ex can do is support the pod at ko-fi.com/screenshare.
Kelly, you got one more ugly?
Yeah, my last ugly, and this is kind of like the summary of everything, and I felt this vibe early on, and the brother said it at one point, and this is kind of the whole point in this man's existence, and I feel bad saying it almost, but I wrote within 10 minutes of the movie starting, I am not convinced that this guy has a story that I even want to hear. And then later on, his brother, maybe half hour later in the movie, says, you know, I don't see any message in his movies. What about his movies are even special? And I was like, yes, exactly. Like, even if he were to clean up his act and make a movie, what is his message? What story does he have to tell? Somebody like him could tell a story about being a low-income white person in Midwestern United States. Then maybe he can speak to that. But he doesn't know. I don't get that he understands what makes Halloween special, or, you know, what made Dr. Sleep connect with me more than some other horror movie. I don't think he understands subtext in the way that he thinks he does. He understands the word, but I don't think he understands how to use it.
Oh, wait till you see Coven.
Yeah.
Oh,
what if he's a master filmmaker and he just ruined his life, you know? It's
Well, being as I know what Coven is about, Kelly is so right on.
People versus Mark, what's his name? That would be 2 episodes long, one piece of evidence, and then the end trial, and that would be a 15-minute intermission with the jury coming back immediately with a conviction. So those are all of our thoughts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and our scene spotlight for American movie. And really, when it all comes down to it, whether it was the good, the bad, the ugly, the drunks, the OD moments, the acid popping, the Wayne's World references, all of that doesn't matter, because really, what really matters is, did you enjoy it, and would you give it a thumbs up?
You really want to do this? Here. Now? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's do it!
I did enjoy this movie. It's bizarre, but it was so, like, I laughed harder than I have laughed in a long time. And you're maybe not supposed to laugh, but I laughed. So I would give it a thumb up. Keith?
I have to agree. It was entertaining. Like, I know what Kelly is saying about, like, I don't care about this guy's message, but his message is not what I'm watching the movie for.
Right.
What I'm watching the movie for is the shit show of him trying to make a movie. And, you know, we got to see Mike, we got to see Bill, these characters that are surrounding it and, you know, interplaying with him. It was entertaining. I think you would laugh if you watch it. I will also give it a thumbs up. Kelly?
I understand your arguments, and you make compelling arguments, whereas to, like, if I were to give this movie a thumbs up or thumbs down, I'm giving the creator of this movie.
Exactly.
Right.
Not Mark. Not Mark.
Well, yeah, that's what we're reviewing.
However, just on ethical stance alone, I refuse to allow Mark to get a perfect rating from Screen Sharing
Fair
Show.
enough. Yeah.
So, no, definite thumbs down. I will say that good job on the creator of this movie framing this nobody alcoholic in the middle of Wisconsin for us all to see. But I guess my final ugly would kind of apply even to the film creator of this is I'm not convinced the story that you're trying to tell is a story worth telling. Because I walked out, what message did I come out of this with? Not to be a drunk? If you haven't figured, like, do you need this movie to figure out not to drink? Because then maybe we should have come up with a different title. Maybe American movie on booze or something. I don't know, but
it's a snapshot of a life. You know, that's all this movie is. It's a
snapshot of a shitty life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me tell this. This might not surprise you, but the filmmaker documentarian of this movie has gone on to a long, illustrious documentary career, and he is responsible for Tiger King. So.
That makes sense.
So he has a type, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And this did win a Sundance Film Festival award, so.
Yeah, again, it's more of like a personal preference that I can see that this movie was made well. For a lot of people, seeing this was probably an important, like if you showed this movie to somebody in India, it would probably be like, oh, holy shit, what the fuck are we watching? These white people are fucking wild, you know, like, but for me, growing up in the Midwest in the 90s, I'm looking around going, shit, this is depressing as fuck. I knew these guys. I hung out in these houses. How do you think I know what it smells like in that kitchen?
Right.
I've been in that kitchen trying to get out of that house, but the guy that I drove with is here and I've got to wait for him to leave. Like, so nope. No perfect rating for us. I'm glad that you both gave it a thumbs up, so it wasn't a horrible rating, but no, I can't.
So now it's time for, you know what?
Spin that wheel!
Yay! Please, Arnold Schwarzenegger list.
Doing it right. I'm doing it. I'm doing it
No!
right. Baby.
Oh my god, I knew that was coming.
All right, we'll do one at a time.
All right, so the first wheel we are spinning
for our
genre. It almost stayed on musical, but it barely flipped over to romance. So we're gonna do a month full of fucking romance.
Look, you can.
Does porn count?
No. You can, barring porn, you can treat this as broadly as you want. So if there's, a comedy or a musical, yes, exactly. So.
All right, here's the year. The wheel spins and lands on the 2020s.
Interesting. Okay.
So a romance movie from the 2020s is what we are going to be doing for the next 3 weeks.
Or you just edit this out and you spin it again instead.
No.
That would be mean to Jamie. I think she's like, I think this is like what she wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it would be mean to. Wait, we each get a void, right? No.
We do. Yeah, we do. We do have that. Uh-huh. So who's going first?
Our order is Kelly.
Do you want to keep the same? Yeah. Do you want to keep the same order for a while now? I'll go first, then Keith will go next, and then Jamie can respond.
That way, exactly. I know how to respond to the two of you. That way.
Yeah.
So you got to pick something by tomorrow night.
Yeah, I got to pick a 2020s romance.
I can think of
tomorrow night.
I can think of a 2020s romance musical right off the top of my head.
What?
Waitress.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it.
It's on HBO Max.
I'll give it some thought. I mean, there might be something else that I find interesting too. I mean, when did 50 Shades come out?
I think that was before the 20s.
Oh, damn. All right.
That was the teens.
Well, I've got boxes of porn to go through. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. As if any porn that comes in a box would be as current as the 2020s. All right, y'all. So next week we will be talking about whatever I decide to pick for my first pick of the 90s or the 2020s romance. We just finished 90s documentary after doing documentary, so that was 6 fucking weeks of documentaries. Thank you for everybody for sticking it out with us. Thank you to all of our supporters on Ko-Fi and everybody leaving comments on social media. We appreciate you. We see you. You rock. Thank you. And for Screen Share and Chill, I'm Kelly.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Jamie.
See you later.
Don't make your sober friends buy your beer.
Yeah.
Stay focused. If your friend says I got $20, just go have a piece of pizza with them.
Don't try to fix them. Don't try to fix them, women. Don't try to fix them.
Yes, Joan. You know your name out there. You're hearing my voice right now. Your name isn't Joan, but we're talking to you. You can't fix him.
Just move along.
I'm going to call the police. You go ahead, call them. Call anybody you want. They can't do anything to me. Not anymore. And nor can any of you. You go ahead, call them. Call anybody you want. They can't do
Kick fucking ass. I got a MasterCard.